Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to F1 2017. In our career mode, we are sitting 5th in the points for Team Renault. Nico Hülkenberg is sitting 12th, and as we are going here, certainly the theme of the season is going to be how do we keep the car intact? How do we keep the parts on the car, and when do we take penalties? I certainly don't expect to finish 5th in the point standings, but I do see some variance in our results versus reality due to the fact that it's kind of a crapshoot with the penalty system. A little bit of a crapshoot. We're gonna make some changes today. Been doing some changes as we go, and today we're going to continue that, mostly for the effect of making this as an enjoyable experience as possible. Obviously, I want it to be competitive, and I want to be challenged, but I don't want it to be frustrating. So we're going to change the difficulty of the AI up one more, just one little point more, to try and balance that out correctly. But I'm also going to turn on, if I can find it, the pit assist feature. As we saw in Russia, some very strange things happen there with the pit road, and we continue to have the bug where it's not properly penalizing us. So for the sake of just negating all of that, I'm going to turn the pit assist on. And hopefully that means it's saved. Yeah. So now we will start our session, which should take us to the next race weekend. Maybe. We'll see. Unless they have any tantalizing offers to present us. I don't remember that they said anything at the end of last race. Oh, the loading screens. Okay, so we got to get our points for the last race. We gained 9 places in that race. We did have 1 infraction, so we lost 3 points there. However, still an overall positive. The rivalry continues to be that we're definitely killing it here. He gained 1 on us for the penalty-free thing, but still doing really well. Look at the difference in fastest lap time. That's why I am increasing the AI. We should be, in theory, turning times similar to Hülkenberg. A little bit strange last race, though, because his car was broken. So we don't know exactly what kind of times he was capable of. Man, we are pushing into the purple. Not too bad. Career score, I don't really know what any of that means or any of it will do for us, but that's our career score. Alright, so we have ourselves a challenge available. It's going to be a time attack or a checkpoint challenge. I guess we'll do the time attack because it's in the MP46. So this will be a lengthy pre-race video, I suppose. Austria, okay. Is that where we are? No, I don't think that's where we are. I don't remember what track is up next. But what is this challenge? Game just totally crashed. Like, crashed straight to desktop. Off to a good start.
For the historic.
Okay, we'll wait for this field of historic cars to burst into life. We have 3 laps at Spielberg in the McLaren MP46. Finished the race in under 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Race against the clock. Okay, this sounds easier than the last one we did. Hopefully I'm a little bit more apt to driving this car than that last one. Still, though, it seems like quite a thing to just be like, hey, you've never driven this car before. Go out there and turn some laps in it, would you? Oh, and make sure you do it as fast as possible. Well, it certainly sounds the part. Actually, the handling is a lot better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be quite canned and not feel much different than the modern F1 car, but it is quite good. Interestingly, the car feels like it has a lot more weight to it. Could be these much larger front tires that are giving me that feeling. I like the tack. I really like that layout. It's slower in its climb, much easier to read. Although it does climb real fast at the high end. I think I'm downshifting a bit too fast. As if it's a modern car, and I think these gear spacings are quite a bit larger. Okay, that was too slow for the entry. A little bit loose there. That was more of like a weight change loose than it was tire spin. Trying to get a feel for where its limits of grip are. It's not giving me a lot of that kind of feedback. I don't know if I'm supposed to be passing all of these cars or not. Okay. Hopefully that one mistake wasn't like more than you are allowed. I'm getting a better feel for it. Well, what is our lap time? Does it tell us that? Not that I see. I gotta imagine they put these cars here in thinking that you will have to pass them in order to complete the challenge, however. If I was going to guess. But we'll see. Let's try and get out of here without spinning this time. Much better. Can I get through it all, sirs? Seemed like they had a little bit more straightaway speed. 3 wide. Oh yeah, hit each other. Totally what you should be doing in a historic F1 car. Oh, I had to break a bunch there. I caught them in all the wrong places. And then he pushed me wide. A bit. 15 seconds. You're killing me, guy. 9 seconds. It's gonna be real close. Real close. Ooh, 2 seconds to spare. Hopefully they're not too upset about the time we spent in the dirt, but I didn't want to hit them. I know that, like, negates the whole thing. Okay, well, they're happy. That was, it was something. I'm not sure it was, like, totally incredibly worth the time, but it was something. Team points, tab, options, that we're good there, I think. Or should I check? It doesn't seem like it wants to let me. Okay, hit tab. Let's see. Yep, that's all still the same. So we're in Spain, Catalonia. A pretty good track for me. I do like this track, but it is a tricky one. Apparently we passed all of this and got more career points.
Okay,
I still don't know what those are for.
You
got some of them upgrades done.
The simulation numbers.
Yeah.
So, look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
Okay. My feedback will be, if the car doesn't blow up in the race, I'm gonna be happy. Alright, the ICE durability is increased by 30%. That's gonna be a big one. I think that's gonna be important for us. Speaking of that kind of stuff, how does the car look? The ICE is currently the most worn thing. It has an expected lifespan of 30 laps. We could very much so do more than 30 laps in this race, and practice and qualifying combined. So we may use this engine for all of practice and a new one for qualifying and race, and then just keep using this engine for the rest of the season-ish in practice. That's something we could hope for. We'll see. We'll see. I don't really know. Resource points 208, that's not enough. So we'll go to practice 1 with this engine. And I guess I'll look at it after practice. If it looks like it could do this whole weekend, I'll use it. But if not, we'll go to that strategy.
Welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. Over the next few minutes, the teams will be heading out onto this classic Formula One track for what we're expecting to be a very hectic practice session.
It is a classic F1 track. It is one of my favorites.
I've had a chat with Chris about the new parts,
yeah.
and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay.
Cool.
With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement.
Thanks,
so give them a try.
Jeff. I'll give it a try. And we'll do our... Hey, here's a funny little tidbit. This word is track acclimatization, which is apparently not a word commonly used in American English, but is commonly used in English. So that's why I kept saying that incorrectly. I'm more accustomed to using getting acclimated with something, not getting acclimatized with something.
Just bear in mind we have to return the 2 most worn sets at the end of this session.
Yeah.
They're gone forever at that point, so be careful how and when you use them.
That made it
And
sound
don't
very
waste any
dire.
sets that you might need later on.
Well, I'm going to use a set of mediums for this challenge to try and make it a little easier, and I know we're never going to use the hards, so why bother doing any practice on them, right? Sure. Probably a mistake. Here we go. Where we get control. Oh, not in the turn. Not in the turn. Alright, that's not bad. This is a track that I've spent a lot of time on in Assetto Corsa. I've spent a lot of time on it in other sims, as well as all of the Codemasters F1 games. And I think one of the strangest parts about it is it's different every time. Like, there's little details about this track that's just always a little bit different and throws me off. Alright, apparently that was fast enough. I was worried it wasn't. But the good news is I know the layout pretty well. So hopefully we'll have a good time here. This car just feels so much better than the 2016 cars. Yeah, it was probably slow. No, it was good. Oh, but we're wide. Frick. Dirt on the visor, but it was only 1, so that's good. Okay. I don't know if you can afford 1 to get purple or not. 345 is the default goal. Now, it would really be great to go out and do just some plain laps and no challenges before doing this. And I think I saw some recommendations of that. We just don't have the parts to afford to do it. There's some big points lost there. Okay, so
Looking good. Now let's try for purple.
470 is our goal.
If you can chain good corners together.
If we can do it this lap, then I'll do it. But if it starts to look like we can't, then I'll bail. Try and really focus. Hitting those purples time and time again is good for the points, I think. So I believe they tally up a bit. I feel like I need a bit more rear bias. Too busy on the track to adjust that at the moment. Seems like I struggled a bit with that turn. As well as that one. This is one of the frustrating ones for me, back when we were doing the Coonlanders League. Because I loved the track so much, but I could never catch Sharky here. He just was unreal at this track, and I never could quite pinpoint why or where I was lacking in speed. Not bad. A little bit of lockup. That's going to be hard to overcome in the tire wear challenge thing. Hey, we did it! Cool.
This circuit. This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
Well, it's nice to have a strong foundation. I don't think the time was necessarily very good, but the time should improve after we're done with all the shenanigans. And I'm just going to return to garage because, like I said, we're doing the pit limiter thing instead of the manual pit limiter. It was very well pointed out to me, though, that I should have been doing just, you know, driving the car back to the pits more often instead of returning to the garage. It would have helped with that issue.
We haven't done a race simulation on any Tyre yet. We have multiple sessions available, so it isn't urgent right now, but we should make time for a tyre wear program at some point.
How about now? Would that be okay? I'd really like to change that brake bias if I can find the buttons for it. Can't do that while we're in this mode, however. Well, that doesn't start for another straightaway or so. Oh, it did come up. Yeah, let's bring that back just one click and see if that's any better. Also going to try and feel out if we want to make any setup changes. So it would be the time to be trying to figure that out. Here we go. On 1:27.8 is our time to do. Try to be very easy on the tires. No sliding. This is a very easy track to abuse tires on as well. A lot of these turns seem to like have a good banking to them, then flatten out, like this one. And I can really make the car wanna slide out. See this one, it banks in, but then on the corner exit, the banking just disappears. I do feel like I have a little bit of a trick up my sleeve this week, though, because I know the track so well, and that's not something I can say about very many F1 tracks.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Okay, I slid the tires into here and ran wide from it. Botas is going to take advantage of that. So we did very good on tires, but we did terrible on time, it looks like. Slide there, but we're still real good on tires. Like I said, just too slow. So that's too bad. We'll have to do another lap.
The wear on the engine is quite high. Try not to strain it too much. The problem could get worse.
Alright, so yeah, we'll definitely be switching engines for qualifying, it looks like.
Pace, we're not hitting our target. We'll need to rerun the program if we don't get the time delta back in the green.
Well, the tire delta was in the green, but the time wasn't. Wide, so wide. Oh, well, we're gonna do 3 laps in this. That's a tricky thing to do, like trying your hardest to save the tires actually makes it much harder to make the turns. Get this dirt off them. Well, it's all gonna come down to that final lap now. Seems like I have no problem keeping them in the purple. So maybe I need to push a little harder. That's all we needed that lap, is that turn. You're kind of pushing the fronts there. Locking up the fronts there, but that doesn't seem to hurt it too much because we're going so slow, I suppose. last shot.
Let's speed up. Our tyre data is no good unless we're doing a representative pace.
Alright, that's the message I needed.
Back in the green. We'll need to rerun this program.
Okay. It's a little hard on the tires, but if we can gain a little time, then maybe we can save the tires later in the lap. See, that wasn't taking it very easy on tires, but it was actually not that bad on them. I think I was just being too kind. It's a very tricky turn right there. We're flirting with the purple. That can be a tricky turn as well. I really lost the nose out. Real easy in. It's very close time-wise. We lost the back end on the gear change there. At this point, it's kind of like, well, screw staying purple. Just hit the time. So we don't want to have to do this program again. Well, it might be good. Alright.
Okay, then that's the end of the program and plenty of useful data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it.
Will do. That was a lot more wear than I kind of wanted to use, however. 12 minutes in the session. We could probably do fuel saving as well.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 27.3.
Try and knock out all of these taking it easy challenges now. So the next session we can really focus on max speed. Although max speed with an engine that's apparently not feeling 100% good will be a challenge. Some wondered if during this fuel saving challenge you could use lane mix, and I was curious myself, so I'm gonna look.
Nico's in P10 at the moment.
Once we get to the straightaway here. No, you're locked to standard. So you can't cheat it. Okay, I tried my best there to stay off the gas. Lower revs here. Saved a bit of fuel. Lower gears. It really seems like the lower RPM doesn't save as much fuel as I expect it to. It's all about how much throttle you're giving. And how short you can make the track too also helps. Okay, we're up in the purple, so we can keep the time. Short shift. Okay, we gained a good bit of time there. It's actually a pretty nice lap, considering. It's probably a nice, you know, race pace lap. Good time there. Alright, that one we did on one lap, so that saved us somewhere.
You're now in P12.
And it was indeed a better lap for us. Game. Alright, well, that settles that. We were wondering if it was an issue of the wireless keyboard causing these F1 games to minimize. But it wasn't, as it just did the same thing to me there. Frustratingly, there's nothing showing up. Like, something trying to steal focus, nothing popped up. Huh. Alright, well, I'm back. I have no idea what causes the minimizing. Not as huge of a deal for this game, because, you know, we're not multiplayer, and it just pauses, and nothing is injured, nothing is lost. But, very worrisome. Very worrisome that could be an issue still in 2016. And I don't want that. Qualifying pace. I don't know if we have time. Yeah, since we do, let's do it. Hopefully I can get everything back in sync. So messes up the recording too when it happens. Oh, Codemasters. Why are your games so silly? Alright, it's getting a little cloudy, so we might have some different grip here. Better, I would hope. Alright, we want 15th. They're actually kind of calling for us to qualify a little higher than they have at other races, I do believe. Try and get some grip into these tires. They're not always as grippy right out of the gate, although we're using harder compounds overall this week, it seems. This track is very hard on tires. Got into the grass a little there, cost us a big amount of time. Lost the nose. Yikes. Yeah, setup-wise, I feel like I need some more front grip for sure. And maybe I'll go for a staggered downforce, one a little bit more in the front. Maybe a bit of camber in the front. I don't want to make it loose. I don't want to make it oversteering, especially on an in-tree. But I just need a little bit more mid-turn. And there it is again. Now a lot of that's me not nailing the apexes of the turns, but if we can work better together, it would be good. All right, clean it up.
Down on our target times, let's try to find a bit more.
Sir, yes, sir. Too many gears. Car bottomed out there, is that the noise? Okay, that was much better. A little late through here. Just had a little bit of a wide line there, it cost us a lot of time. Struggling through that turn as well. How about that for oversteer? Okay, we can use a bit more of that curve than I expected. Oh, big block up there. Lost it in that last sector. We were gonna have it. Much closer.
We'll want to rerun the program if we can't improve on that time.
Much closer, but I think the being down on power is really struggling, or really making us struggle at the moment. I'm having to push the turns much harder to try and make up for what we're lacking elsewhere. I think it's doable, and it would be good if it was. Would really help us. Real slow there. Real slow. Felt like I was going real slow on entry, but then we had too much speed on exit. Okay, not as much curve this time, much better. But we're still down. See, I tried to make time into that turn, it's not going to happen. We're already at the absolute breaking point right there, so I guess we'll just chalk this one up for simple practice laps. We'll throw a new internal combustion engine in here and hope we find some speed. Oh, I wanted to hit the road. Oh well.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three. Raikkonen, Bottas and Sebastian Vettel. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
Really looking down on pace at the moment, aren't we? 126 on softs. Hulkenberg did a 126.8 on hards. So we might be up for a bit of a challenge here. Better hope that a new ICU really helps us out. Okay, but we did gain some, you know, some resource points there. I was hoping to make it to 500 before the end of the session, and maybe the qualifying would have done it, but not quite there. Well, let's go ahead and change out that engine. Yeah, I mean, it still has 23 laps. Hopefully we can use it in a future practice session. Maybe somewhere that doesn't matter so much for power. I hear rain in the background. Do you guys hear rain in the background? Huh. I'm going back to this one. Can I look at the weather at all? Is that anywhere in the... No. But I hear rain for sure. Gut feeling tells me it's going to be raining in this session, so I'm gonna continue to use this one. Called it. It is indeed raining. All right. Well, that's going to change our qualifying target for sure, and hopefully being down on power in the rain isn't as much of an issue. We can hope. Guess I need to look at the weather and see if it's going to be a rainy race. If so, might need to take a risk on setup.
This engine is quite high. Don't put too much strain on it.
No, I'm going to put some strain on it. Oh, hello, brake lockup. This should be interesting. Alright, what kind of times do they want us to do on the wet? Hopefully it's more realistic for our condition. 138. Oh, look at the time we're losing down the straightaway. See if we gain any in the turns at all. Boy, it really even sounded like the engine was stuttering there. Struggling to make power. Okay, needed to back that turn up a lot more than I did. Kind of got away with it though. Nice. Big slide. Oh, that was good. That should gain us some time. Please keep turning, thank you. It's not bad in the rain. I think the balance is pretty good for it. It's a little slidey at low speeds, but that's probably always going to be the case. Okay, so we at least get through this without having to use another engine.
That's all we need for now. Return to the garage pronto.
Will do. Only thing left to do is race strategy, and look at that, even team objectives. We have done all of them.
Our best lap so far is a 1:37.5.
So let's see if we can do race strategy here in the rain as well, and probably sit out practice 3 and go straight to Q1 after that. Hopefully this engine stays together. Should. We're not nearing its end of life, but it's, the marbles are getting pretty intense. So this one's more about just consistent laps. Let's see if we can do that. Now this all this data is worthless.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon.
If the track dries out. As long as it's still giving us a target score for rain, though, we should be alright. I don't know how exactly it adjusts that. Probably whatever the AI could theoretically do on the track at the moment. Boy, look at the speed loss at the end of the straightaway. This will all go out the window if this track dries out too much. But I still see some sprinkles. Please keep turning. Thank you. That is one tricky turn. It's tricky in a slow car. It's real tricky in an F1 car. Is that one? I still, though, so much prefer this kind of track to the, you know, modern F1 cookie cutter track. That was real wide. Lost a bunch of time. Okay, we gained a bit back. Definitely feels like maybe lost some grip compared to those laps we just did. Yeah, the engine does not sound right. It sounds off.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Super job. Oops, shift. Trying to be more reasonable with my downshifts. It's been well noted that I've been downshifting too much, or one gear too many. To be honest though, I'm just not used to spacing out 8 gears for a turn. That's not built into my brain, unfortunately. Crazy to think that the newer Corvettes have 7-speed manuals. Actually, the TT is the first car I've ever owned that's a 6-speed manual, and even that just, like, on occasion seems unnecessary, especially for as relatively short as they made 6th gear. You'd think they would have gone with like a real aggressive overdrive, but they didn't. Oop. Well, this is shaped up to be a pretty nice lap. Overall.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
There's a particular sound
Keep it up.
that the engine is making, and it's the sound a weed eater makes when it runs out of string. And like the heads just start, the head of the weed eater starts free spinning. That's the sound I hear. Ding, 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 out of the engine. I mean, it's a cool little, like, detail of sound engineering. It's much cooler than the marble sound. The marble sound I could live without. I can tell you right now, if an F1 engine was making that sound, they would not be on track for practice. That's for sure. Just cracked the radio. Hey guys, it sounds like marbles in a tin can. Should I keep going? No, yeah, it's fine. This has not been as good of a lap. I really think tires are no longer the correct choice. But it's holding on. Slidey, slidey. And this should complete us with all purples for the weekend. It only took to redo one of them once, but That is very good for us.
So far, we're getting great data. Stay focused.
Now we should be able to put some research into the car. I'm guessing going to be doing more durability stuff. And hopefully it helps. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this session. I'm going to go to P3.
Let's remind ourselves of the top three.
Yeah,
who
that's
are Raikkonen,
interesting,
Hamilton,
but the
and
rain
Valtteri
kind of
Bottas.
negates most of the
That
interesting
concludes
factor
an
there.
interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend
Oh,
unfolds.
I was hoping he was going to say interesting for the third time, but he didn't. Alright. Well, now we got some research points to spend, I do believe. So we will do that before we move on to qualifying. Once it's done loading. Eventually. There we go. Yeah, more than enough points. Well, only 35 more than enough points, but that is enough. Okay. What is this? Simultaneous development. By regrouping each department into more effective team groups, they now have the capacity to work on 2 upgrades per department. So perhaps this has something to do with like the career points. Unlock requirements. Complete 15 practice programs with a perfect score. Okay, cool. So we're almost up to the upgrade speed one. What is that? 3 classic invitational events. Interesting. Complete 10 racing pit stops. Well, that'll happen eventually. Interesting. Well, why aren't we the first driver yet? We're kicking his butt. Alright, well this is interesting. This is stuff I didn't know about. We don't have the resource points to use to do that at the moment, but it's cool that we can. Let's look at our tree. So we have 535 points. Let's go to durability. I am considering doing the second one of these because we're already so bad on ICE wear. It seems redundant, and the gearbox is probably a smarter path to take there. Let's see. Progression, 1/4. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna do the ICE one. Just because I'm worried about those. Pretty significantly. May not be the recommended route, but I think it's wise for our situation.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Is it 11th? Oh, it's 10th! They moved us up 1. 10th or higher and beat Hulkenberg. I think that's doable. We didn't show a ton of pace in our qualifying program, but I just fitted a new ICE, and hopefully that will take us up the field a bit. Would be very nice. And then hopefully those 2 ICEs that we have remaining, you know, they'll carry us through the rest of the season, right? They're not. So we really need to get all the points we possibly can, get all the good qualifying we possibly can here early in the season. Oh no, get out of here.
This qualifying session is about to start here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia.
Before we start taking penalties.
What a cracker of a session we're expecting it to be.
Okay. Let's see.
We don't need to push too hard in this session. We should have the pace to qualify easily.
It is dry again, and what is the weather looking like? F2. Race dry again. Okay, so if we exit this, I would actually like to look at the setup. This is the last chance we have to change it. I'm going to make some very subtle changes, including... nope, not that. Including doing 1 click extra front wing downforce and a little bit more front camber.
To view information on your current levels of tire wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's an MFD button?
The tires and damage screen.
Yeah, we'll do that. And from there, we're gonna hope that that's a good thing, because it is actually we can do front wing changes. So never mind. That's not that big of a deal. Flying lap. Let's do this. Let's get out there and do one really, really good lap and then pull it into the pits. That's what we want. I'm gonna get away from Massa here, or Bottas. Not Bottas. It's who is it now? Stroll. But it's probably Massa. We're on Max. Yep. Let's get that out of here. And just try to have a good launch out of this chicane. And here we go. DRS. And now it's dry. I gotta try and get myself back into that mindset. Okay, nose still washed down a bit there. Doesn't have enough grip to take that flat. And it never will. But that felt better. Right there. A little bit of lockup. But it felt like I was able to get the nose to point over a bit better right there. Those are very subtle changes, so I'm not expecting a huge swing in the way the car drives. A little slow through there. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I see the Williams behind us, and we're not getting away from him, which leads me to believe I probably need to do one more lap. I'll look at Massa's time here. That's what will really tell us. Sector 3 is our best sector.
Your last lap time moved you up into P5.
So we're just behind Massa. If this lap is shaping up good, I'll take it. If it doesn't shape up good by Sector 3, then I'll go ahead and get a practice pitting done. Would be a good idea. There was some question as to why I'm adjusting the AI to try and finish midfield. It seems really weird for those that just, you know, play racing games and not necessarily try to simulate F1. But what we're trying to do is make it so that I'm finishing the races where the team I'm driving for should be. If I'm going out there and winning with this car, then that's not realistic and that's not how it should be. Oh, that was going to be a really good lap, and then I kind of screwed it up there. Ooh, we got a warning for exceeding the track limits. I did not expect that right there. I'm going to pit. And, is there a line? Again, a very, very hard to see line. We'll see if that lap was good enough. I don't think that it was. But yeah, that's why we're trying to balance the difficulty. And hopefully that leads to like more seasons too. Like it won't just be a one season affair for us there. Would be nice. If I don't get tired of Codemasters being Codemasters by then. With 5 minutes to go in this session, we're still sitting 7th. Hulkenberg in 11th. We'll probably fall down a little bit, but I'm going to say we're more than good to just go ahead and go to Q2. We end out in 8th place. Good enough. I'm happy with that. We certainly have more in the car. That lap wasn't perfectly clean. Alright, here we go. We're going to go to track before everybody else, because I don't want to deal with traffic. Hopefully there's nobody in front of us. That would be ideal. And it looks like that's the case. There's someone way up there. I think it's a Williams again. Alright, let's try and one and done this again. Although technically we didn't do that last time. I think pitting on the second lap still will save us engine wear. sure it simulates it even if you return to the garage. Here we go. Sector 2, I think, is where most of the time I could make up is located. That was real nice. That whole Sector 1, that whole area felt really, really good. Ooh, a bit too early back to the gas there. Oh, that was really nice too. Okay, O'Connor 124. If we can get into the 23s or even the 22s, I would feel really good. Yeah, probably the 23s, looking at Bodas's lap. That was a bit aggressive. I think we got away with it though. I could probably be more aggressive with that chicane as well. Ooh, big lag there. 23.8. That's questionable. Again, if we're shaping up to do better by a mid-lap, we'll stick with this one. But if not, we'll bail on it. These are our race tires, so we don't want to overuse them for sure. Okay, that is better. Despite not feeling as good, it is better. Wide. Nope, we're gonna have to bail. Okay, because we don't want to overuse these tires. Alright, I will bring it to the garage somewhat slowly. And we'll see how that time looks. It's not impossible. I'll have to go out again on another set if we have time to do so. Considering Ricardo's out there on mediums setting faster times than us, we may be in a little trouble as we hold up a Ferrari. It doesn't take over till there. It's good to know. Okay, so it is
so far our fastest lap is
7 minutes remaining.
23.8.
We're in 4th, which sounds like it would be real good, but not enough people have gone to make me feel confident. Hulkenberg did a 24.7 on his first lap attempt. Where are we losing time? Looks like Sector 1. He's actually real close to us, and then the rest of them were better. Okay, good to know, good to know. Thinking. I'm thinking. Bottas a 22.3. I'll wait until 5 minutes, because this is a short track. If we need to go out there again, we can do it within the 5 minutes. But let's go ahead and change tires now, so that we don't have to worry about it. That's F5, yes. Yeah, we have, oh, we only have one set? Ooh. Is this the set reserved for Q3? Okay, we have one set available. Cool. Okay, let's do that. And you know what? Since we have that set available, and we were pretty good on the engine in Q1, let's go ahead and use this set in Q2. I don't feel like risking it. Our team expects us to make it to Q3. Let's make sure that happens.
You're doing a great job. We're much higher up the field than we expected to be.
Well, not everybody's gone. Don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Nice and easy. We're absolutely only going to want to do one lap here. I could have, in theory, taken a little fuel out.
You're now in P7.
I see how quickly that happened. That's why I thought this was necessary. A bit slow down the front stretch here. That's easily overcomeable. Okay, it was much later on the brakes there, trying to get every little bit I can out of it. That was good. Again, back to the gas just a fraction too early there. However, that was good. I think we got a good launch out. Okay, making sure we don't run wide there. I was late to DRS. It's a lot to do in that little section. Brake lockup is bad. There goes all that time we gained. We'd have to pick up 4/10 here. Well, I said there was time in the chicane. Can we find it? Not like that. Do I dare take another lap? I guess we'll play it by ear again. We're still in 7th. It's not as if we're for sure going to get knocked out at this point. I just don't feel too confident about it. That's not going to do it. All right. Abandoned ship. Huh. Well. I feel real good about the car, and I feel good about the track. I don't feel good about my qualifying pace here, though. I have all the sectors. I have them all. I have the times. I just can't seem to piece them all together at the moment. Oop, pylon. Pile off. So back to the pits, and another nervous session of hoping. I really am doubtful though. I think we're gonna end up like 12th or 13th. Just wasn't the lap we needed. Time is up. Oh, we stayed 7th. I am very surprised. Hulkenberg with a real bad performance. Like, he's way off at his target. Interesting. Alright, well, all we have to do is go out and set a lap in Q3, and our team will be happy with us. We'll see what we can do. Okay, here we go. Set a Q3 lap. Like to do it in 1 again, try and keep the wear down. I keep saying that, not doing it, but maybe if I keep saying it, I'll figure out how to do it. Especially since we don't have that additional ICE wear development done. Ooh, that's a good exit. That should help our front stretch speed. We'll see. Oh, we don't have a delta to go against. Wish it would save that data from session to session. Trying a different line here, a little bit of a wider entry. Still pushes on exit, but I think it's a higher average speed, even if it is the longer way around. Oh, we're wide here. May have saved it on exit. I do feel like I'm pushing the car beyond its limits. I'm trying to drive it to a time that it's maybe not capable of doing. That's like the spirit of qualifying, is it not? Okay, that was good. Wide, wide, wide. Exceeding track limits. That'll lose us resource points and team points or whatever. Not a good lap. 23.5. I'll give it one more lap.
P3 on the grid.
Went down too many gears there. Back to our traditional line. I don't think it's good, and the time reflects it. Get better entry here. That did net us some time. A little wide there, but I think it's okay. Real close. Seems we had a good exit there.
Someone's just posted a faster time. You've been dropped to the 4th row. P7.
P7 already. Locked him up. Okay, we're still ahead though. Uh oh, dirt. Oh, drats. That's it. That's all she wrote. We may be starting 10th. That's looking to be a possibility. I'm not gonna put more wear on the car to try and push this thing further up the grid than it should be. Here we go, wrapping the session up. I don't have another set of tires to go out there and use anyway. So we're gonna end up 7th.
We're all set for an exciting race tomorrow.
Again,
Top 3
punching a little higher than we maybe should be.
The grid is set then, so
But it wasn't easy to get there, that's for sure.
Join us tomorrow, where we'll be.
Join us tomorrow, where we will be. We will be. Hopefully we'll be there. Hopefully you'll be there. Hopefully we'll all be there. Super long loading screens. Oh, hey, there we go. There we go. Alright, so disciplinary record, 2 infractions. Lost a little bit of resource points there, but we did gain some. We outdid Hulkenberg pretty handedly. Again. And our team is overall happy. And we'll move on to the race tomorrow. See you then.